So I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to do this. How do you best compile and review the entire game fairly? So what I'm just going to do here is cover the basic news that's important and show some artwork done by the contestants or by the participants in the Steam monster game, and then round it out with sort of a tribute montage of all the Steam profiles of the administrators and moderators who actually got us to these to 100 million. So the best thing you can do if you're really interested in digging down into the statistics is visit drx.pl/Steam game. I'm not sure exactly how much longer this site will be up, so if you're really interested in it, you should probably hit it now. I believe somebody did archive it, so the archive, all this data was around 1.1 gigabyte or something, so there was a lot of data here to go through if that's the sort of thing you're into. Now, day 11, we only, well, I say we, the community only made it to 100 million in 7 different rooms. This is in contrast to day 10, in which we actually got 9 rooms in. So it's 2 rooms less. So far, day 10 was the best day, which actually surprised me because that was the one I was most pessimistic about, I guess. So yeah, head over to there, and then I did make some rudimentary graphs in Google Docs. So this compares how the games grew in max level over the days. Now, we only really started recording data from day 5, so anything before that is unrecorded and ultimately pretty insignificant in comparison to the levels reached days after that. As you can see, even day 5 to day 6, it's just a tiny wedge there. But then after day 6, day 7 jumped up to almost 75 million. And day 8 hit 100 million, as did 9, 10, and 11. Then I also compared the rooms that reached 1 million, the number of rooms, and how many on what day. As you can see, it sort of peaks at day 10, like I mentioned, and then continues to taper off. Day 6, 0 rooms reached 100 million, as did, well, there were none in day 7 either. But then day 8, we saw around 4 rooms reach 100 million. I apologize for this graph. It's not as explicit and detailed as it should be. But, I mean, just by judging where data visualization, I'm really not all that familiar with. So it's a rudimentary graph, and I sort of apologize for not being able to do a better job. But it sort of gives you an idea how the game grew, peaked at day 10, and then sort of receded again on day 11. Finally, we have SMG 2015 versus YOWH. Now, these are the 2 principal groups in the race. Very early on, there was some competition between SMG 2015 and the the 4chan V game. I'm not familiar with 4chan, so there was some competition between the 2 of them, a lot of trash talking and shit posting. But the important thing is that where it really mattered in the game, hitting 100 million, it was basically came down to these 2 rooms are the only ones that actually made it into that top bracket. So for day 8, this is when the old wormhole scheme first made it on the scene. You can see blue is SMG 2015, and they had 3 rooms reach 100 million as opposed to YOWH. They had basically 2 rooms, or is it just 1? I think that's just, that's just 1 room. But then on day 9, it evened out with both of them achieving 3 rooms into the 100 million bracket, let's say. And then we had day 9, and you can see YOWH sort of outclassed. Is that day 9? That's day 10. Day 8, day 9, day 10, yeah. Again, these graphs are not optimal. I just threw them together quickly so you could have some data visualization. This is day 11, day 10, day 9, day 8. So it started on day 8, then they leveled out on day 9. Day 10, YOWH was ahead. They had more rooms in it, so you had a better chance of hitting 100 million if you were in YOWH, and as did day 11. It's important to remember that the YOWH at its peak membership only had about a third to, I'd say about a third of the players that the SMG 2015 did. And as you can see, even from the chats, the people who are in YOWH are by far more dedicated to the game than SMG was. There were a lot of casuals in SMG, so it was a very mainstream game. I'll create an imager album with all these charts in it in case you just want to look at them for reference. Okay, so owning 26 rooms got to 100 million, and that means for you that only 39,000 Steam users have the 100 million badge at the most. I can tell you it is definitely fewer than that because many players hit it twice or even 3 times. I myself got to 100 million 4 times. I kind of wanted to do the 5 times just to sort of prove to everybody that there is no badge for that, even though Trovost and whatever, the guy who made it all up sort of admitted that it wasn't true. WChill wasn't admitted that it wasn't true, but I just wanted to hit it for the sake of it. Sadly, that was not a reality, and I only made it to 4 times. So if you made it to 100 million, you can stay connected with the rest of the non-clickers by joining the Veterans group. Basically, this is a link to a Google document. You enter your Steam ID into it, and if you have the 100 million badge, you will receive an invite. I haven't actually received an invite yet, but I've only just submitted my Steam URL to this site. Now this is very important. If you use the Steam extensions for the game, basically to do auto clicking and stuff like that, you should remove it because there are potential security concerns revolving around it because it pushes updates automatically, so potentially somebody can change the GitHub repository to push dangerous updates on you. I mean, it doesn't just have to apply to the the Steam minigame page. They could change it so that it applied to, say, google.com. That would redirect you to another site whenever you visited Google. So it should be disabled, and this image sort of details how you go about doing it on a Chrome. Simply enter into the address bar Chrome // extensions, enter developer mode, and then remove Tamper Monkey and Monster Summer Game 2015, or any other scripts that you happen to install during the Monster Summer Game. But it'll show up in the extensions for Chrome. On Firefox, simply go to About add-ons, then click Extensions and remove any of the scripts that you added. Probably just Grease Monkey in this case, but there could be others, so make sure you just check that out. I can include a link to this in the description below. So now the Monster Summer Game 2015 group, MSG 2015. For some reason I keep calling it MGS. It doesn't really matter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, don't they? So they have a thank you post to everybody. The founders of the group, the coders and strategists, and there's Trovis. That guy everybody hates for no reason, really. The administrators, the moderators, and the guest appearances. Community and other. So again, check these out if you're interested in knowing the parts everybody played. I will be doing sort of a montage tribute, like I said, so this is not my coverage, my thank you coverage for these individuals. The cool minigame people. Now this was a little group that was started based off of the Steam leaderboard webpage that grew very much in popularity. It was used definitely over the older version of it because it actually included tags for rooms. So if you wanted to see where Reddit room number 3 was in comparison to the old wormhole scheme game rooms, you could easily do that, and I believe that's what led to its popularity. So the creator of it started a group of their own and invited people to it. They had a little chat going on. It didn't reach many members, only 2,431 right now, and it's likely to drop, but it's nice. I wish they'd had more success, let's say. Finally, in the news category, this is the old wormhole scheme. It is an announcement. They did a blood drive and raffle where they were giving away some games to people who would take a picture of them donating blood. So that was nice. I mean, I think YOWH sort of earned a reputation for being the people's Steam group. There was not a whole lot of elitism in it, and aside from the whole controversy regarding what's that guy's name? The one who wanted to give the administrators and the programmers free games. Aside from that ridiculous outrage controversy, they were really down-to-earth people who could, relate to the community, who wanted to help everybody get there, and who they weren't elite really in any way. There were no backroom deals or basically anything that, elite groups, nothing like that. So yeah, I think this is in keeping with the whole character they presented during the monster game. So that's nice. If you are interested in that, just go ahead and check that out. And they also have a farewell announcement post and some interesting statistics. The largest jump for the YOWH, terrible acronym. The largest jump was 16 million levels jumped in day 11 on room 1. The shortest time, 200 million, was 4 hours 45 minutes they say in day 11, I would say on day 11. In room 2, so once again, both rooms, both days, it was day 11, the last day, they had the largest jump and the shortest time, 200 million. Really, 4 hours and 45 minutes, I'm a bit shocked by that, it's very fast. Best room ID to hit 100 million was day 11 again, room 3. The second best room ID to hit 100 million was day 9, room 1. The first YOWH room to hit 100 million was in day 8, room 2. That's what I said. In day 7, they weren't even on the scene yet, really. They didn't prove themselves yet. So the total rooms from YOWH to hit 100 million were 13. The total rooms, all of Steam, to hit 100 million were 27. So basically just the more popular group only hit 100 million 2 more times, I think, than YOWH did. And like I said, YOWH basically had only 33% of the number of players or number of participants in their group. So and that pretty much rounds out the news. Following the news, we're going to have some artwork, and then it will close off with the tribute to everybody all the administrators and moderators, I hope I got them all, who made this all possible. And I would like to thank you all personally. It was the best Steam event that I ever remember participating in. I've only participated in a few, so I'm relatively new to the scene and everything, the whole Steam scene. But yeah, if there is a future in this is very fun, and thank you very much for all the work that you put into it to make it possible. Until next time, then, farewell. And if you're interested, stay tuned for the following artwork and credits.